So last time on Siege SMP, we hung out with Kaiko, and despite Mara's lack of liking magic, Mara kind of ended up taking over Eliara's magic lesson and learning some cool, funky things. Then they ended up, instead of staying over at the house like Eliara was like asking them if they wanted to, they went back to the ice village and their shipwreck, where they've been storing some interesting things for the last couple of days. And Millie, do you want to pick up on what happened on your stream last time?
Well, 2 streams ago, Eliara ran into a lovely new bird called Raina, and they got to have a chat about bits and bobs. And Ellie found out that Mara lived somewhere else before coming to the current house that they're in. And then in last stream, Ellie met Victor, a vampire that Mara had met while in the ice village. So Victor very kindly walked Eliara over to the ice village where she saw the little bird that had adopted Mara. Mara hadn't adopted the bird adopted Mara. That's canon.
Yeah.
She saw the bird, and so she thought it might be good to stick around and see if she could find anything else that was lingering in the ice village.
Guys, does it have sound? It does have sound. Okay.
So this is where you've been hiding.
Make one wrong move and you're dead. Empty your pockets.
Hi, Mara. What? On, you don't have to do that.
Empty your pockets. Put them in the barrels right next to you.
There. Done.
What about your warpstone?
You don't make this easy, you know.
And your trident?
Can I hold on to a little bit of food?
Sure.
Thank you.
So give me a good reason why I shouldn't just stab you right now.
Cor and Dawn, what will they say if I don't show up again?
I mean, it's not that hard to lie about where someone went.
You would really lie to Cor and Dawn and Ori about me.
You think I haven't lied to them about worse? Stop moving.
Okay. Even if you did kill me, I haven't lost a life yet. Not like you'd be burying a body, because I'd just go elsewhere.
You last set your spawn in the village, right? You think they wouldn't help me? I mean, I've been working with them for months.
If they didn't see me respawn, that is, I could easily sneak out. Gotten out of worse situations before.
Okay, but I can send them a message really quick. And besides, I get to the waypoint faster than you could. There's one right behind me.
Who said I'd be running to the waypoint? You know I can swim faster than you.
Okay, but can you dodge my trident as well?
I can outswim you.
Yeah, but you cannot swim a song. So, tell me why I shouldn't stab you.
You want information? What do you want to know?
How old are you really?
Oh, let me do my math. The war started 300-ish years ago. I was born about 10 years before the war. So I guess 310.
Okay. How long did you spend as an axolotl?
I was 23 when I became an axolotl, so 280 something years.
So how much do you actually remember of being an axolotl?
I told you I remembered everything about being an axolotl.
Okay, so all of the memories were lies. Great.
I just told you that before turning into an axolotl, I didn't remember anything or much.
Okay, well, do you remember everything from being a child? Because you were able to tell me with exact accuracy how old you were. Or pretty much exact.
Yep. I remember.
How do you know Asher?
He was a general in the war. I watched him kill entire armies of Mer.
He was the person from your story.
Yeah, he was the general in the story.
What's your angle here? What are you trying to get out of lying to everyone?
What do you mean?
You change yourself at all. You don't. You change yourself to fit whoever you're talking to. You lie about certain things. Why?
I see what people need to hear. I see what people need, and I fill that void, I guess.
So why aren't you ever who you actually are?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Are you afraid that they aren't going to actually, like, have you done something? Why are you so afraid of being yourself?
I don't know if I remember who I am anymore. Between the training and the war, the drowned, everyone who I came across needed somebody. I did what I could to comfort them. Have you seen who we have around us? How hurt and lost they are? They need something familiar and comforting instead of a stranger that's untrustworthy. Right from the get-go.
Don't you think
It's
lying and hiding yourself makes you untrustworthy?
I don't know who I am anymore, Mara. I spent 280 odd years helping others. No, I spent 300 odd years helping others, doing what I could for my people. Then, when I became an axolotl, it was comforting, trying to distract young children from the frightening drowns that were killing everyone around them. You lose bits of yourself. It's just how it is, I guess.
I guess I can understand that. Look at me. Look, I think I get it. I think. But I need you, going forward, to be honest with me. I don't care about whether or not you think I can handle something. if you keep lying about who you are, I can't trust you. Do you understand?
I understand, but I have a question for you.
What?
Why do you need to know so bad?
I don't know that I... Need to know about what? About you? Or...
You've been hell-bent on rediscovering history and fixing the tapestry. And why this isn't this? Why do you need to know so bad? I get it, I do, but... Why?
I guess I heard what you were saying. There are things that don't quite line up. And I want to figure out what they are.
What have you put together so far? Maybe I can help.
After I tried to stab you.
I don't blame you. I never have. As you've very rightly pointed out, I come across untrustworthy sometimes with my lying and deceit. I'm not an idiot.
Alright, grab your stuff. I guess we could probably start. Come on, look.
So here.
So, these are my notes on what I've gathered so far. They're not always like notes. Sometimes they're more like journal entries. Just bear with me. So obviously I got a lot of answers about the portals through Paris. I know a bit about that. And then I guess we talked when you were in Axolotl about the stories.
Mm-hmm. You know my office still stands if you want me to rewrite those stories for you.
No, I don't. Look, just because we know different versions of history doesn't mean that yours is necessarily right.
I know. I'm just saying, do you want my version as well as yours?
Well, that's
That
different
way
from
you're both
rewriting things. That's writing down your version. And
Sorry, my bad, my misunderstanding. Would you like me to write my version down so you have a point of reference for previous?
yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, you can do that. Okay, so first things first. While a ceremony was important to open the nether portals, and while yes, the ceremony was very strictly a Myr thing, the portals weren't like opening the portals wasn't just strictly for Myrs.
Well, yeah, I got that much from Paris talking about how everything got sealed after the war.
Yeah. So the reason why the Myr specifically did the rituals was to prepare those going into the Nether. The Nether is a very hostile climate to begin with. It's very hot, full of lava, and it dries a Myr out very, very quickly. So the ritual was more to help prepare those going in to collect supplies.
I see what you're saying there. But I also see where the ritual is coming from, because just because you have to go through some things in order to make it so that you can enter into a place, it doesn't necessarily mean that those things aren't still given to you by the goddess and you have to go through blessings and stuff.
Yeah, it's protections and blessings from the goddess to help us survive.
Okay, you don't have to do that. You're
No,
allowed
you're
to have your own opinion. You don't have to
you're
change your
right.
views to fit mine.
The ceremony is to protect us, and yes, from a certain light, it could be seen that it's a blessing and protection from the goddess. I have no problems with that. That is
Okay.
how we were taught. That's how it was. Just because something's like, oh, this is from the goddess, and oh, that is from that, doesn't mean like it is or isn't right. It's just how somebody has grown up having that told to them.
Or just believing it.
Yeah, or just believing it in general. It's whether or not that's the actual reason, it's doesn't matter. It's still it's whatever it is to help you, that individual person, not you specifically.
Okay. I'm not gonna stab you for not having the right answer. Right?
Listen, I've got my warp stone now. If you stab me, I'll be fine.
I'm just saying, I don't not trust you because you disagree with me. That's actually kind of the opposite.
Yeah, but you're a kind of stab first, ask questions later type of person.
I am not, okay? Look,
I'm sorry, do I just need to mention Zeke and I feel like a sword apparates into your hand?
okay, that's a different thing. Zeke hurt someone I
An
care
asshole?
about. Well, yeah, he's an asshole, and he hurt someone I care about. Okay, you so far haven't. In fact,
I have
a
no,
lot
and
of the
I've
people.
told you. One of the first truths I told you was I have no intention of hurting Core.
Yeah, that's the thing. One of the first truths. I know. Maybe it's hypocritical because I'm not always truthful with everyone.
You're gonna tell me you've been 100% honest with me 100% of the time.
No, but I will tell you that. I'm not trying to be someone I'm not. And I understand not knowing who you are after going through something. But I need you to be as much of that as you can be. Even if
I
you
will
not
try my
knowing
best.
is that. Don't 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 cut yourself into pieces to try and present yourself to me in a way that you think I'll like. Okay?
I mean, it's hard when you see people like Core and Dawn and Raina who are so hurt and so lost, and they just need that comforting, stable figure in their lives. I can't go about being like, oh, the war, oh, the trauma. No.
I'm not saying you have to. Not with them, at least. But if you want to be able to surprise me at a secret location that I haven't told anybody about and not get confronted with a sword, that's what I
Well,
need.
you need to hide your bird better.
That stupid bird.
I walked into a village where I didn't intend on looking for you, and I saw your goddamn bird who went missing.
It's not my bird. I didn't want that bird. That bird found me and adopted me. Okay,
Yeah.
and it
It
wouldn't do.
means that it's a sign that you're around because that bird's not going to leave you. You need to get better at covering your trail, though.
Oh, tell me about it. Fuck. Yeah.
I'm still recovering from having a sword put to my throat.
Oh, I didn't even. Okay, well, maybe I drew a little bit of blood, but I didn't even like cut out an artery or something. Walk it off.
I never said that you cut me.
Okay, why would you have to recover then?
From my life being put in danger, even though I was never physically harmed, it's still mentally straining.
I hate that you have a point. Whatever. Okay.
You threatened to kill me and bury my body somewhere where the people I care about would never find me again?
Did I threaten that? I might have threatened that.
You're scary, Mara. I like it.
You like? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I can do it again.
Don't even think about it.
All right.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, we've had this conversation before. There's two sides to the tapestry that you're trying to form.
What do you mean by that?
So, history changed a lot after the war.
I mean, obviously things are going to be different, but what do you mean by different? Like, how different?
I think that the way the Mer viewed certain aspects of their society, of our society, had changed. It was
Still don't get
viewpoints in certain aspects of the leadership. I mean, like you saw Vesper's notes. You saw that they didn't necessarily agree with how devout the priestess had become at the time. And it seemed to be a thing that had been happening beforehand.
it. But
And
wouldn't.
that was in the middle of the war.
So you're
Or
saying
at
the
least in the...
people weren't as devout before the war?
No, I'm saying their views weren't as strict. I mean, these
Views
are
about
all
what?
old.
Eliar, I need you to be straight with me.
Like, they completely tried to forget about me because I said what they were doing was messed up.
What were they doing?
Like, sure, we were in a war against the vampires. I get that. The propaganda that was spread about the vampires was so skewed and making them look like the total bad guys, and we had done nothing wrong.
What had we done wrong? They started attacking us out of the blue, and
It wasn't always. It was the ruler of the vampires decided to play a long con and slowly start chipping away at the Mer. Sure, the Mer retaliated, but they just... Like, we went against Mer civilians and outposts and people who hadn't necessarily done anything wrong, but
what?
the propaganda that was written made them look like the most evil people in the world. But they weren't. They were just people who happened to live longer lives. They were sweet. They were just pulled into a war just as much as we were pulled into a war. I refuse to see one side as the bad guys just because that's what I've been told for many, many years when I know otherwise.
For someone who grew up near the Mers, as a Mer, you seem to have an awful lot of positive feelings for them. And just now, when you were talking about them, you said they were sweet.
Just read it.
Dearest Eliara, I'm once again writing to say how much I wish we could meet more. How I miss your presence and touch, the dances under the moonlight, and all the trinkets you used to show me. The fights are getting worse, and I'm afraid for our future together in these times. I am patient for our next time together. Perhaps next week, a walk together flowers. Yours, Wisteria.
Do you remember that story that Axolotl Millie told you, Dawn and Core, in the hot tub?
The one about the... vaguely, but not the specifics.
The one that the Mer snuck up under the moonlight to walk along the surface with their love?
Yeah.
The one whose skin was as pale as the moonlight?
The vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Oh. I see.
I got to meet Wisteria's friends during quiet times of the war when I wasn't needed. I wasn't necessarily a frontline fighter because I had magic, so I could be used as a healer, so I wasn't always fighting. But you know how propaganda was, how the vampires were being made to look.
Yeah.
Was never hurt me, or even tried to, even when we first met. They fully could have killed me, but they didn't. They could have turned me, but they didn't. I refuse to believe just because a goddamn general can go around and murder everybody means everyone is held to the same standard, that they're all capable, the same as that. Sure, the heretics have lost their minds, but they've lost their minds, they're not in control.
Eliara.
Just like the drowned weren't in control.
You know I'm not like the people who tried to kill you, right?
I know you're not, but...
Victor, the person I'm pretty sure you met with, he was my friend. I mean, maybe not entirely my friend, but he saved me from the shipwreck out there. And Zora is my adopted mom. She's a vampire.
I know.
I see why your beliefs changed so dramatically. I hope you can see why mine didn't.
My beliefs never changed, Mara. That's the difference. I remember times where we were at peace with the vampires before the war, even though I was a child. And then after the war started, I watched our perspective of the vampires change. And I watched how hateful people became. That's my issue. I watched how it affected the others around me and how what they've been told and what they've learned had shaped them as people.
I understand that. I'm just saying, just because people were using our beliefs to be bigoted doesn't mean that the beliefs themselves are.
And you're saying that how we were trained is okay? Mara, we were used. We were children. No child should ever have to go through that. It should be their choice. Come here. Hey, look at me. Look at me. And that's why I was never 100%. It's because I've seen what generations of mer children, mer sirens have gone through. Just because it happened doesn't mean it's okay. And yes, you've come out a strong fighter and a strong-willed person. But I don't believe that the way that the training happened was good.
Okay, so maybe you're right.
I'm not trying to change your beliefs about the moon and the stars and our religion. That's fine. I just hate how people have taken it and made it fit their own messed up agendas to hurt others.
I don't know how to look at.
Hey, come here. Out of the corner. Come on. What are you? I'm not gonna hurt you.
I tried to stab you earlier.
I had lives left.
That doesn't make it okay.
Come here.
Eliar, I've spent my whole life training on how to be the most effective at killing people as I can. And I was, and I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to forgive myself. I don't know if I even should. I don't. If this wasn't who I was born to be, if there wasn't some greater plan for all of this, how do I explain what I went through? Or justify. I can't. I can't live in a world where that's true. Do you understand?
I do. Believe me, I do. I was put into a war I had no intention of fighting. I was only saved from the front lines because of magic ability. When I tried to say how messed up things were, I was saved by being turned into an ageless creature who had to watch the fall of my own people over and over again. If all of that was for nothing.
You know, when I was a kid, I tried speaking up too.
Now that I believe.
I went back to my school a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I found this book. It was written by the headmistress. It's like a progress report that she'd send to, I think it was the priestess.
Mara Thalasso began this year much the same as she had previously, her wild spirit and short temper causing her to receive punishments more often than her peers. In class, during instruction, she rarely sits still, often choosing to pick fights with her fellows rather than listen to lessons. This has been the issue with her since her first arriving to the Asteria Academy 8 years ago. However, something changed this year during the summer, when Selena Valerian stayed over the break. It appears Mara has made a friend, a real one this time, and she has proven to be a good influence on our strong-willed siren. Often on my patrols, I would find the two studying and talking about teachings of the moon. If this continues, I see a bright future ahead for Mara. Should it fail, however, I'd hate to see what havoc a siren with her capabilities could wreak on our already damaged infrastructure. I will keep you updated as this develops. How long were you in that school, Mara?
Well, it burned. Well, it got destroyed later that year, so. After that, I mean, we were taken when we were like a year and a half. I think I was probably taken when I was closer to 2.
You were taken later than most.
Yeah. So the year that the palace fell, I was. Me and Selena found the priestess, or she found us, or something. And we all kind of ran away together. And because I was the only siren, it was my job to protect all of us.
How many people were you protecting?
It was just the 2 of them.
How old were you when the city fell, Mara?
I don't remember. Maybe.
If the city fell later that year and you were you?
I was like 10 or 12 or somewhere in there.
Oh, Mara.
There was just a lot of drowned. And then we came across vampires. then we came across people, and nothing and no one was safe, and so it was my job to protect us. Because
You were the only one with those capabilities in that training. I am so sorry, Mara. I am so sorry.
It's what I was made for.
No, absolutely. It's what you adapted to be because of the situation you were put in. It's not what you were made for. You were not made for protecting people at 10 years old. That is such a huge pressure and huge responsibility to put on anyone. Mara, come out of the corner. You're not in trouble. Come here. Hey.
I'm sorry.
Can I give you a hug?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Stop apologizing. Don't you dare apologize for that. Okay?
Okay.
You have done everything you can to survive.
I guess you're right.
It's unfair to put all that pressure on a 10-year-old to protect whole-ass adults. Because you happen to have the magic singy voice.
Hey, I mean, according to the report, it was a very powerful magic singing
It was a very powerful singing voice, which is why I knew I could not run from you when you held a sword to my throat.
Uh-huh. I'm sorry about that, by the way.
Dollar.
No, I think I'm allowed to apologize for trying to kill you. No, don't it. If I have to accept that I shouldn't have been fighting off hordes of drowned at 10 years old, you have to accept that I was wrong to try and kill you for sneaking up on me.
I'm armed to the teeth with weapons. I could have been here to do anything.
I think we played this game earlier, and I think you lost. It's okay to acknowledge that you were in danger.
What are you gonna do with this place? You're not gonna hide our history, are you?
Until I know what to do with it.
Okay, let me help you, at the very least. This is a terribly large burden to be put on any one person.
Well, I don't know. Court had the city... Ori didn't seem interested in helping preserve our culture at all. And I haven't really had a chance to talk to the other Murs.
Mara, I've done nothing but think about our damn history. Watching our people die to the vampires and the drowned, I knew I couldn't forget. I wasn't allowed to forget our history. I was not going to let our goddamn history die. Because of Asher. I can handle him.
Alira, I know what it looks like when you stare at someone who's been haunting your nightmares. Are you sure?
I've already kind of said sure. I'm
Well,
gonna find out what he's about. Raina said that he's trying to break the treaty, or trying to find a way to break the treaty.
he's what?
I don't know. She was asked by somebody to go and ask him questions about the treaty.
Well, if you feel uncomfortable or nervous at all during your tea party and you aren't sure about Paris,
I
just
will
send
use
me a
that as an
message.
excuse. Oh, sorry, Mara's calling me. Oh no, the oven's on fire. I've got to get home.
Yeah. You can do the thing that like you do that I hear
When
some
you're on a
people
really
do
bad
when
date.
you're going on a really bad date or like being set up with someone who you aren't sure you're gonna like. Yeah, just like set a timer on your communicator, and when it goes off, be like, "Oh, sorry, I have to go take this call real quick," and then
Oh, sorry, my
I'll be
mother died. Family emergency. Bye.
yeah, your I don't know 350-year-old mother just died. Oh God, you you don't have anyone, do you?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't have anybody.
Well, now you do.
There are no glowberries around.
True, we're safe.
Fuck yeah. Hey, if I ask you to come back home, will you stay home this time?
I don't know. Next time I run off, will you try and find me and use the stupid bird that keeps following me around to figure out where I am?
Absolutely.
Oh, fuck you.
No.
I can't promise I'm gonna stay all the time. I definitely want to be spending more time here. I mean, Zora's there, and so is other things, and also I all of the information I can gather and store it and figure it out, and then
Literal waypoint away.
I guess.
So this is your ship, huh?
Yeah. What do you think I did on the ship?
Oh, I don't know. You were probably the one who swapped the poop deck.
Well, no shit. No, I'm not. Like, what do you think this ship did?
Oh, I presume trade.
Close.
What did you do?
Well, we did trade up a variety.
What does that mean? Oh, Mar, I've just spilt my heart out to you. You gotta be honest with me now.
Well, so hey, I did too. So you got to know all my trauma. Maybe not all of it, but we were pirates.
Yeah, that actually does track.
I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
I'm glad I didn't stab you.
I'm glad you didn't stab me too.